what else is new? Anyways, we got free picks today. NBA Western Conference Finals, Game 4. We've got the Jaguars and Dolphins, a game that no one would watch if it was on Sunday. This is kind of like where you throw those games in those weird spots. People care all of a sudden, just like the South Alabama UAB game we're going to cover. And 11 Major League Baseball games. Man, it's we got it going. Major League Baseball coming down to its final few days of the season, getting some exciting games, some really good matchups today, and then Pablo Lopez gets another crack at the Braves after that 29-run outing last time he faced them. We'll have to see what happens in that one. We got some beauties out there, and, of course, we got some not-so-beauties. And, of course, we'll bring in our beauties. Brian Bittler and the Puck Dogs. What's happening, guys?
I'm ready to kick Thursday's ass.
I forgot to hit the record on the podcast, but just to let you know, it's Thursday, the 24th of September. We're going to be covering the NFL Jaguars Dolphins game, a game no one would care about on Sundays. We got the Lakers Nuggets Game 4. We've got UAB South Alabama, a game that no one would care about on a Saturday, and 11 Major League Baseball games that a lot of these games count. But anyways, got Brian Bittler here, got the Puck Dogs. Brian's got to run in the second to his step out, even though that lasts usually about a minute when he does that.
Well, I'm fast. I go down 3 floors of steps, and then I come right back
That's
up.
what she said. Anyways, we got Bittler, you want to do your hype first, even though you're in the diagonal spot?
Yeah, I'll go first. 14-8, 64% last 6 days. 4 last 6 have been winning days. I got my college football President's Choice, 60% so far this year in college football. Last year, I was one of the top handicappers on most networks. So grab my college football President's Choice or my 5-pack, $39.95, PickDogs.com premium picks.
How about you, Chris?
I had a winning day myself yesterday. I had a nice a couple underdogs caught at the end of the night, but don't look back. We want to look forward. And today I'm terrible at self-editing. I love today's card. I got 7 MLB for the evening. I got UAB South Alabama. I did 2 side and the total for NFL game. I'm loving today's card, man. I got everything up over at the website.
Someone went a little bit overboard. How about you, Rod?
You think? For me, I got a Thursday 6-pack up. I got one selection on the college football side, one selection on the NBA side. The NFL, I got side and total, and a couple MLB plays. Love today's six bets today.
All right, I've got 5 picks. I got 1 NBA, 1 college football, 1 NFL. All 3 of those are sides, and then I have 2 Major League Baseball. I believe a side and a total. So just standard high 5-pack for me. I was 3-0 yesterday. None of them none of the games except for the Heat were ones that were the warm fuzzy feeling from start to finish. We needed that late home run from the Phillies in the 9th inning. They actually hit 2 of them. First they hit 1 to get the over, and then they hit another 3-run homer to get way over. So we had that one, and then the Nationals ended up scoring in the bottom of the 9th. So we were way over in that one. And then I had Oakland, who held on for dear life, gave up the lead. They were up 4-2, gave up 2 runs in the in the 8th, and ended up hitting a 2-run homer in the 9th inning and held on in that one with Liam Hendricks has been lights out in that closer role. I never liked him as a starter, but as a closer, he has been absolutely phenomenal. So 3-0 for me yesterday on a mini hot streak. You see if we can keep this rolling. It's like, the way that it's gone for me since the COVID break is I haven't had a lot of really horrific days. I've had some 2-3 days. My losing days have been like 2-3, 1-2. My winning days, I'll have 3-1, 2-1. So it's kind of like I haven't been like the Dana Lane off the chart numbers, or the numbers that Chris had when he was on top of the leaderboard or anything like that, because I haven't really had those 9-0 days. It's like I just haven't had them. But I'm fully capable of it. I've done it before, and I've kind of edited my picks back a lot, to the amount that I've been giving. I used to give a ton also, but I just decided to reel it in a little bit. It's been a little bit more successful for me. But yeah, Brian is. I'm doing a little bit of a stall technique for Brian. But good morning to everyone that's joined us. Be sure to hit the like button. I don't say this enough, but it costs you nothing. It helps us a ton. Thursday night is actually turkey burger night in our house. We have turkey burgers every Thursday. I've had turkey burgers for dinner every Thursday for the last 25 years. Every Thursday. Sometimes even when I'm out of town, I'll have it. But it's sometimes if I'm out of town, sometimes I can't have it. But usually on Thursday nights, it's always turkey burgers. The variety that I have on it changes, from time to time. I go through phases, but it's always turkey burgers. Thursday is turkey burger night. And is there a King's Choice pick? Bitler usually has that. If Bitler, who would know? What's 14-8 mean? What is 14-8? What is that? Chris, do you know what the hell is that? How many? It's like 14-8. What happened before that? It's like, isn't like, is that the Docs thing, right? That's like Doc Sports. I'm on a 16-14-2. It's like, of course, we're not going to show you this. It's kind of like, it's kind of like, well, yeah, I can't really show you that part. That stays behind the curtain. It's like, da-da! We need that sound effect, right?
It's like that old Windows 95 sound effect. Sprinkle
the magic dust, 14-8.
Ta-da! Yeah, seriously, it's like when you'd play solitaire on Windows 95 and you hear the ding.
We're mocking you, Brian.
You jinxed me. God damn it.
We didn't jinx you.
I went downstairs, nothing was working right. So
I was going to say, everything went wrong. I missed the stair going down.
I'll tell you,
over one coming back.
You really want to make some money? Fade my NBA premium picks and my NFL premium picks. That's a really good strategy. Get your ass handed to you. Am I still number one in NBA? I don't look at these things, but I know that everyone else puts in like 4 picks a game. I put in 1, so people have a shot at me there. But I know I was 1-0 in mine. Brian usually is a leaderboard checker.
55-31, 64%, plus $20,970 for Mitch in NBA. So
I'll tell you what, man, that's a season. That's one that, like, if you're a handicapper and you put, like, your best seasons or whatever like that, that's one that you put there and it just stays there. That's a what do you call it again? Toe tag season, right? That's like one that goes on your tombstone. 65%.
Yeah, but it'll be a little asterisk next though because it was in the bubble.
I don't think that really matters. I think most
I'm
people.
Just messing with you.
Oh, believe me, the bets cashed just the same.
Yeah, they did.
the tickets cashed the same, and the losers they had to pay the book the same.
Lately, I've been right on the wavelength though, so we'll see.
I don't understand this. Does it fit the size? Yeah, the shirts fit great, man. Everyone has shirts, right? You guys all have shirts. How do you like your shirt, Brian? I see you wearing it.
I don't have it on today, but I had it on yesterday. I like the material. Lots of cotton in it. Fits well.
All right, because we don't want any chafing on the show.
I don't like that cheap stuff.
Yeah, we will have no chafing on this program. There'll be no chafing. We have a serious no chafing policy. Chris, we got the Lakers up against the...
It's tough to chafe when you're not wearing pants.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
The upper half can chafe as well.
Chris, you got the Nuggets and the Lakers going at it tonight. The Lakers had the miracle win on Game 2. This series could easily be 2-1 Nuggets. Easily. But it's not. It's 2-1 Lakers. LeBron had the triple-double in Game 2. It wasn't good enough. He had a triple-double, and it's not good enough. Anthony Davis played well. It wasn't good enough. What do the Lakers have to do to take the 3-1 lead here, or do they not, or can they not?
It's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna come down to the wire. Regardless of who wins this game tonight, it's gonna come down to the wire. I think that obviously we said it before. The supporting cast for the Lakers needs to be better. You've seen it in all three of the Lakers series so far, where the Lakers have won, but they've had inferior guard play. Like the other teams have always been better at the in the backcourt, and I don't think that's been any different here. But I think as far as tonight goes, we're looking at a one possession game that gets decided late. I'm going to take the points with the Nuggets here.
We have a brain surgeon here with the commentary. Who does once again he's a YouTube commenter, but he says that bookies just take commissions. That's what they try to do. That's I think that's the goal. But if you think Vegas or bookies don't have action on a game one way or another, then they do their best to balance it out. But there are a lot of games out there where they most definitely have action. I would say every single game they have some sort of action.
And there's definitely games where they try to suck the people into a certain side, and they're going to make a ton of money. If they wanted to balance it out, they just move the line all day to get it to where they had even action.
I think that's what, in a perfect world, it's like horse racing where they just take a cut out of the pool and then just pay out the differential. But that's not how it works. In a lot of games, in most games, the Vegas will most definitely have a side. Like they'll say, we're going to get really bruised if the Packers win. They'll say it before like at the Super Bowl, we're going to get really bruised if the Rams win. Yep, we had a late start today because we had some technical difficulties. Whoa. Twilight rate all day at Wailea Golf Course. I'm in. $59, man. They charge the tourists $300 a round at that place. I'm in. Who wants to play? Wailea Gold, baby.
All right.
Love it.
As long as I'm allowed to use my foot wedge, I'll play.
At Wailea Gold, if you're not a skilled player at Wailea Gold, you're going to have a really bad day. I can tell you, there's no wind. There's no wind at this course, and you guys can Google it. Wailea Gold, Wailea Gold. You guys can Google it. I've never had a hole in one, but I always dream that it's going to be on the 8th hole at Wailea Gold. This course has no wind. The fairways and greens are immaculate. So there's no excuses. There's about 10,000 bunkers. I mean, the cavernous, like where you're in the bunker and you're just all you can see is sand. If you don't have a good long sand game, like if you can't hit fairway bunkers, you're going to have a really bad day. And if you can't hit out of greenside bunkers and get it in tight, you're going to have a worse day. I mean, I always think I kind of like, there's some times where it's like I'd rather be in the bunker, than be on, in certain positions and certain sets are up. I'd rather be in the bunker and have a good lie in there. But I know for a lot of people, higher handicaps, it's like a bunker is just, it's like they're looking at a big number, Anyways, speaking of big numbers, Brian, did we get your pick here, Lakers Nuggets? Or did Chris ever spit it out? Because he kind of went back and forth on this thing.
He said he had the Nuggets.
I had Nuggets and the points.
Chicken Nuggets or Denver Nuggets?
Both.
My play in this game, it's a premium play, but I'm going to give it to you guys for free. I'm taking the Nuggets. No reason not to take them. I think it comes down to, I think it's a one-bucket game, so I'm going to take the 6 points here with Denver.
This is exactly what it is. I love this one. And I'm not saying I don't love it just because we're picking on Docs. I like it because this is exactly what I was saying. It's like one capper will have a free pick record, say 6-2, lose 3 in a row, and he'll change it to say 12-5 to mask the 3 straight losses. Yeah. It's like, it is what it is. We have documented records, We have documented records on our premium picks. You can just go back. So Brian could say I'm on a 14-8 or whatever, but you can go all the way back to every premium pick that he's ever made and see exactly what his run is for the last 100 games or the last 50 games. You set your own parameters. It's like, Docs, I know, has been in the business for 40-something years, and they've been not documenting their picks for 40-something years. So, whatever the case may be, I don't give a crap. You guys want to fall for that stuff? It's your business. But free $60. Anyways, Rod, you got 2 on the Nuggets.
I gotta agree. In this tight game, it's gonna 6 points is too many. I'll take the points in what I think comes down to right to the end. Tight game, right to the end.
I'm on the under. Do you think not having the crowd? Yes, I think in the NFL it's really showing. I mean, can you imagine like Cam Newton on that 4th down? Like at the end of the game, the Patriots coming right into the end zone with that Seattle crowd. It would have been like, I would have loved to have in-game incomplete. It's like not gonna happen, or just not gonna happen. It's like I would love to in-game that. It's like, of course, especially in the NFL, I think where the guys can't hear themselves, and you can't even hear yourselves think, and you got the guys who are easily flustered back there, to begin with. We know who they are, Carson Wentz. Daniel Jones, Anyways, we got NFL football tonight. Speaking of NFL football, there is fans in the stands for this one in Jacksonville. Anyone ever been to Jacksonville? I've been there.
I've been there once.
Has a funny smell to it, right? It's like an odd smelling town. Yeah. And it's like when I remember the day they got the Jaguars, the newspaper headline said Jacksonville smells a little less today. Anyways, Chris, we got the Jags and the Dolphins. It is an in-state thing going on here, and hey, I'm just saying what it is, man. It smells.
No, just because I think I saw that headline somewhere.
Yeah, it smells a little funny. Chris, Jags and Dolphins.
I struggled with this one. I'm just going to go off of what we've seen the first 2 weeks, and I'll lay the points with the Jaguars to lean. But, we've seen the Jaguars kind of step up when we didn't think they would, and that's just through 2 weeks of the season. So I'll lay the points with Jacksonville.
How come Bittler throws out his premium picks every once in a while and nobody else does? I do mine all the time. I do it all the time. I just don't say it's a premium.
Other guys just don't say.
I don't say it's a premium pick, but I do it all the time. I did it yesterday on the 6 o'clock show. Tony T asked me about the games, almost every game on the board, and I gave out the picks. And I wasn't like, I didn't give out like the side if I had a total or anything like that. I was like, yeah, I love the Miami Heat tonight. Love them. He's like, what's your best pick on the board? It was the question that he asked me. What's your best pick today? He asked me this point blank. What's your best pick today? I said, I agree with you. I'm taking the Miami Heat. I think that's the play with the points. I said this one probably comes right down to the wire. The game is probably decided by less than 3 points. So having the 3, you're golden. And that was my top premium pick. It was.
I had the first bucket in the game.
Yeah, Brian, once again, player props. You might make it in this business just yet.
I was just guessing on that.
Of course you were, but that's okay. You're guessing right. 3 player props you've hit. Massive payouts. You're good for the season on those. I
got one in this Dolphins game in just a second.
You hit 3 player props. You're good for the season. It's like
I just like the first player to score thing because it's over quickly and you know where you stand. So that's why I like those.
First player to score. All right. Dolphins, Jaguars. Chris, did you give your pick there?
Yeah, he took the Jags.
Before he froze?
Yeah, before he froze.
Now he left. Yeah. Chris has left the building. Now we're kind of in a weird position here. All right. Let me regroup. Hang on. Reset the scene. Let's see. I got so many different things here. I can use this one. Oh, perfect. Chris will let us know when he's back, and we'll go back. There he is. All right.
Sorry.
It's okay. You just cut Bittler off. There we go. All right. Anyways, did you give your pick in the Jags, Dolphins?
Yeah, Jaguars laying the points.
All right, Brian.
All right, this one, it's not a huge payday, but I really like Gesicki. I think he's an up-and-coming tight end. I think he's going to have a huge day. So take Gesicki, score the first touchdown, plus 155.
Okay. Rod?
For me in this, I like the under in this game. I think the Jaguars, they like to run the ball. Dolphins have been giving up lots of runs. Jaguars' pace of play is 32nd in the league. I think they slow this right down. And we get an under. Take the under 48.5.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see an under, too. I think we're going to see a deliberate pace and quick quarters. I think this is going to be a very quick game. I will be the last person on the Gardner Minshew bandwagon. I'll be the last guy. Like, this guy will be picking up his Super Bowl MVP trophy, and I'll be the guy saying, all right, I was wrong. Just like I was with Mahomes, right? I mean, I didn't once I saw Mahomes in action in the NFL, then I understood it. But on draft day, when they traded up to get him, I did not understand it. I thought that Deshaun Watson was the pick in that draft. And when all those other quarterbacks went ahead of him, I couldn't believe it. But when they traded up and took Mahomes, and he went ahead of Watson too, I was like, how does that, how does this, it doesn't make sense to me. But now that I see him, of course it makes sense, right? It's like Andy Reid knows more about football than I do. I understand that. There's a reason why he's one of the winningest head coaches of all time. When you go by winning percentage, but he wasn't good enough for Philly.
Yeah, that was a stupid run.
You'd love to have, just like Don Shula wasn't good enough for Miami. It was like, yeah. I mean, that's why, Doug Peterson, he has a Super Bowl. Chuck Noll was fired with 4 rings, man. 4 rings. Tom Coughlin was fired with 2 rings. Guys with more rings have been fired than him. Don Shula, he had taken an expansion team, a team that was an expansion team, had 1 win. They made it to the Super Bowl the next year, and the year after that, they went undefeated. He got fired. It's like he has the most wins of anybody in 14-game seasons, to boot. 11 in 14-game seasons. Bill Belichick's at least got 16 games plus, multiple playoff rounds. When Shula did it, it was 11-game seasons and 14-game seasons. Big difference. But I think when all is said and done, though, in that Belichick-Shula stuff, and because I know I'm going to get hammered on this, is that I think that Belichick in the end would have ended up with more wins anyway. He's that good. I mean, he won with Jeff Hostetler as quarterback in New York. He did. He won the Super Bowl. If you can win the Super Bowl with Jeff Hostetler, you're a really good coach. You are a really good coach.
Well, we've seen it. He just takes some nobodies and throws them on the field, and they come out, and it's like, holy shit.
It's like he always finds that little bit of tread left on the tire with the veterans too.
Yeah.
He's traditionally done that, and he's not afraid to cut bait. Not afraid to cut bait with anybody.
No, yeah.
Anyway, speaking about cutting bait, I think this one's going to be a deliberate pace, and I think that Jaguar game's not known for having a lot of fans in the stands, so I think they're going to be somewhat accustomed to this environment. Speaking of Jaguars, we got double Jaguar night. South Alabama Jaguars also in action, also at home in this one. Big dogs to UAB. UAB, we saw them get kind of housed by Miami, got a little pushed around and banged up in that game. I don't know, they kind of hung in there, but I think Miami kind of hung in that game for them. And then South Alabama, we saw them on opening night, beat up on Southern Miss as a big dog. And then last time out, they let Tulane come back on them and beat them. I don't know. I think the total in this one is dropping to 46.5. I can only guess there's weather issues here because
I looked at the weather. There isn't any. I thought there was.
Yeah, because neither of these teams are really willing to put their neck out to stop anybody. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I think UAB not having their starting quarterback for this one's going to hurt them. I think there's going to be a lot of ground game here, but I still like South Alabama. I said in the video, I still like the Jaguars here. I think if they didn't collapse, they'd be 2-0 right now with a solid win over Tulane, and they got some solid receivers. I like South Alabama. Give me the Jaguars and the points.
How about you, Rod?
For me, I like the over here. I think we are going to see some points. Both these defense are not very good. Both, and they've been scoring at least 30 something, 28 points and 29 points. I think you can see some points here. Give me the over.
I like it as well. I like the over as well. Anyways, let's go to no NHL tonight, so we'll go to Major League Baseball. It all starts this afternoon. Alec Mills on the mound. He went from like our bum of the day to minus 170 here against a Pirates team that beat the Cubs yesterday. Kyle Hendricks once again on the road. He got behind early, and the Cubs never bailed him out. Chris, what do you think here? Chad Cool.
Yeah.
That's a fair answer.
Yeah, give me the under. I don't think Pittsburgh knows how to score enough to contribute to a total of 9. I think Alec Mills keeps it going a little bit here, so give me the under.
I got the consensus report up. I was hoping there was a consensus on this game. I was going to give it off the consensus report, but there isn't one. At least not yet.
Nobody's touched it.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean that nobody's touched it. It just means
I'm just kidding.
It just means that there's no consensus on it. I'll give out a consensus pick later, for one of the games that there is a consensus on. Brian?
You can do it on the drive.
How was Mills' last start? I think he came back to earth in his last start. I like the Pirates here. I don't know how you couldn't like the Pirates in this game.
Well, I mean, that they've won 17 games all season. That's a way not to like them. That could dissuade a couple people. I mean,
give me the Pirates.
I mean,
four runs, 6 hits.
I don't know, 11-18 at home, 17-39 overall. I mean, 3-7 in their last 10.
How was Mills' last start?
Well, I know. Believe me, I'm on the Pirates too. Trust me, I'm on the Pirates too. But I can see where a lot of people might not.
I mean, we almost seen a 20-cent drop in the payout for the plus money. So, and people are going to be taking the Cubs. I like the Pirates.
I'll take Brian's $25 shot in the Pirates too. Give me the Pirates for $25. That's worth it. Worth the value today.
Have
Chichi con Gonzalez.
Guys, like they're letting the Giants in the playoffs with these crappy Rockies pitchers.
okay. How about you, Rod?
For me, are we on to the new game, or are we still doing this Pirates game?
Pirates.
Pirates. Brian Special, give me $25 on the Pirates today.
Got the Giants against the Rockies. Kevin Gausman. This is the world that we live in. The Giants are now minus 230. This is a team that had, what was their win total for the season? Like 14 or something?
It was like, I think 24.
No way.
For the Giants?
Yeah. It was like they had one of the lowest. The Giants and the Marlins had the lowest. Yeah, it was like 18 or 19. It was like really low. They were seen like as they were going to be last. They were picked last place in the West, and they were picked to like have like second worst in the National League behind it was the Marlins. It was them and the Marlins were picked to be the worst two in the National League.
24.5.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Holy
The Marlins were the worst at 23.5. Season.
I had the over on that one. I remember. I think you guys all had the under. I had over on Marlins. You and Monahan. Frickin' Monahan.
Well, you hit your Rays too, so Rays won the division.
I had the Rays to win. I had the Rays to win the division. You guys, Monahan, I know had the Yankees. Because I remember,
I think he had the over 36 and a half.
I remember mocking.
We were hoping for the Jays. Is what we were hoping for. I think.
Yeah, I relentlessly mocked him for that pick. Called him a homer, chalk, square. No fun. It's no fun in a minus 1,600 future. Brian, what do you think of that?
That's right. That's why I go with the Cincinnati Reds in the National League.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they would kick the Giants' butts if they had them in a 3-game series with those starting pitchers. But
what about the Giants and the Rockies with Kevin Gausman?
Take the Giants minus 1.5. I mean, the Giants are playing good baseball.
How about minus 2.5?
Nah, I'm not going that high.
Rod?
I'll go that high. I'll take the Giants minus 2.5.
How about minus 3.5?
They're gonna whoop up Chichi Gonzalez.
Yeah, he is the worst starter in baseball.
I'm still licking my wounds from that over 12.5 that Ruffalo told me to take in the Pirates Cubs game yesterday. Paid for plus 406. It's like I'm like I had 150 on it. I'm like, maybe I should put 300 on this thing.
It was looking good after the first inning, and then all of a sudden the computer just shut down.
I tell you, it would have been a nice hit. It wouldn't have been like, it wouldn't have been like a life changer or anything. But it's like those are always fun. When you put like $300 on something that pays like a ridiculous payout.
You know what? It all makes sense now. That was the USOB. You owe me 2 peppermill breakfasts.
No.
Message I got.
No. That I made the way. I no one forced me to make that wager.
No,
and believe me,
I
now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, maybe there's some other meat on the bone out there today. Well, while I'm here,
I heard meat on the bone. My ears perked up.
Since you brought it up, anyways, let's go to this one between the Nationals and the Mets. 8.5, down from 9 on this one with Patrick Corbin and David Peterson. I love the over. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm on the over as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of these runs were charged to Patrick Corbin. So give me the over.
I have a confession to make that about 10 minutes before the game last night, I went to one of my online sportsbook accounts, and I have a few of them, but I went to one of them that, it's kind of like I've been on the fence with these guys anyway. I just bet it all on the Heat money line, the entire account, the whole thing. Nice. It's like, why not? And I'll take it. I was like, why didn't I just take the points? It's kind of like half of it was like I didn't even care because I'm like so fed up with this because I know the process to withdraw from these guys like has changed over the years. So I know it's going to be painful. So it's kind of like, it might be easier to just to lose on a last second bucket and a bad call. Like they tried to give us the bad call in that game. How is that a jump ball? At the end of the game, what? It's like he pushes off. He does like that would be pass interference in football, right? That's like the Cowboys play, right, where he did the this. He does this, then he gets all ball, and it's off the Celtics. It's like there's 3 scenarios which give the ball to the Heat, and then it's a jump ball. I do not see it, but how about this one?
I didn't see it either, but it's in the rule book. It's a stupid rule.
This is like the Tuck rule. Brian, what do you think here with the Mets and the Phillies, or Mets and Nationals?
Almost a premium. Get all over the Nationals. This line's going to start jumping. I think Corbin has a good game here.
So, do you think that? I'm just asking for a friend. Do you think that the Colorado-San Francisco game ends on an even number or an odd number? Just in case.
Even.
I don't know. I'm asking for a friend. And that's there's nothing to it.
Odd number.
I would never personally bet on something like that.
I would go with the odd number.
I know there's like 30 people out there saying, Rod said odd, let's do it.
It's kind of in my first name. I have to go with odd.
Odd Rod.
There you go. I have to go with the odd. It's odd and wacky. Like, come on. Like, I have to follow the norm? I don't think so. I got odd in the first name and I'm wacky in the last name. Okay.
Which NFL team will be most impacted with all the injuries last week? It's got to be San Francisco, right? Because they got no quarterback and no defensive line anymore. And it's like, it's not like they invested in Andy Dalton to be their backup quarterback, right? Now it's where you say, oh, man, we should have gotten Andy Dalton, or maybe bring Alex Smith back to town, if he didn't make it at the Redskins, which he did, but trade for him or something, right? It's like, now let's just go with this guy that we know can't play, right? It's like they're in deep doo-doo. It's kind of like the Steelers. They had this guy who played Hodges, right? He played last year for him, backup quarterback, and it was like, not only was he not good enough to win his game, it's like, oh, Joshua, whatever, the guy from Dobbs, right, from Tennessee that was on the roster before, and it gets cut from somebody else, like, sight unseen, we'll take him and get rid of this guy. It's like, right? It's like, give yourself a chance.
Improvement. We'll take him.
What's my best pick today? My best picks are in the premium area. Not getting me on that one, but I will be on the 6:00 show with Tony T, and he might pry it out of me. Tony likes to ask a lot of questions, man. He is like, oh my god, man, you writing a book or something?
He's like Regis Philbin when they know they're about to give the wrong answer and wants to be a millionaire. Is that your final answer? Are you sure?
Are you sure you don't want to phone a friend?
100%.
Are you sure? What's this Cuba Series National? Oh, my. Elefantes de Cienfuegos, plus 145. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Up against the Tinajones de Camagüey. Who knew?
What is that, a handball?
No, this is Cuban baseball.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the good stuff. Who do you like here with the Mets and the Nationals, Rod?
For me in this game, I think both pitchers have a good start here. I'm actually going to take the under. I'm giving the under here.
Got the I like the over. We got the White Sox and the Indians, Dallas Keuchel and Zach Plesac on the mound. The total in this one is really low, and it's lower than it was yesterday with Bieber against Giolito. These have been good games. These series. Who do you
playoff games is what they've looked like to me.
But the White Sox don't really seem to be that as into it as they, I don't know. They just don't seem to be all the way there.
They're playing out the string.
They seem to be. Chris, any chance this thing goes under 4.5? I mean, just on
It's the same friend asking.
Yeah, I mean it is plus 367, and at 5 it's 313. That's an Al Nino's bet. He loves those even number bets. And then you got the 5.5 at plus 196, and then on the over side, over 10.5 is plus 290. 11.5 is 442.
5.5.
5.5 is plus 196. I don't like the payoff there at that number though.
I was gonna say I think you can see a 3-2 game, but
plus one.
I got 4-2 game.
If you had me, if it was like plus 3, I would take it.
250 is your threshold.
I wouldn't take it. I would advise my friend that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, 250 is your friend's threshold. That's the breaking point.
If I'm gonna do a prop or something, I'm swinging for the fences. I'm not. 196 is nice, but I got that on the Mariners yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
Who do you like here, Brian?
I'm going to go with the under here. I think we'll see a 3-2 game.
Rod?
I like the under as well, and I also like the Indians in what I see as a 4-2 game. Take the Indians on the run line.
Possible consensus here.
Yeah, I like the under as well. I'm agreeing with Bittler a lot today. Way outside.
No, we got to find something we disagree about.
Way outside my comfort zone. We'll disagree on something. We'll find some alternative spreads here. I'm kind of finding myself. It's the last week of Major League Baseball. Why not? That's a
I
problem.
wish the Angels played today. They've been a
I
money
was
train.
gonna say I like the Angels have a day off though, so
I'm disappointed.
We got the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Hyun-Jin Ryu against Jordan Montgomery. It's weird because Hyun-Jin Ryu is the number one starter for the Blue Jays, yet I won't go anywhere near them right now. I know that they won last night, but the stench coming from Buffalo is, I mean, you think it stinks in Jacksonville. Buffalo right now, I mean, I don't care how good the Wings are. I just can't go anywhere near the place because the Jays have the wheels are off the cart. Robbie Ray was the savior. You know, he was the stopper. He stopped the bleeding, but I don't know, man. Brian's Angels are charging hard here. What do you think, Chris?
Call it a homer pick. I think the Jays lock up a playoff spot tonight. Ryu, as much as he's been up and down, he's been. Hey, I got a laugh track. That's awesome.
It's like I have a friend who acts in like Broadway plays, and he's like, everyone's mad at me because I got a new laugh last night. it's a big deal. Like on those Broadway plays, if you get like those, a laugh, it's like it's a really big deal. It's like, I got a new laugh last night.
That one lady in the front row laughed so hard she passed out.
It's like, it was Bittler. He's obviously a fan of my. Bittler loves my comedy. It's like
you get a comedy like my one friend Kevin Thomas. His comedy is, I don't know.
Bittler's.
I don't get it. I sit here and like.
Bittler's what we call a tough crowd. He is just a tough crowd.
Yeah, it's sad to say that a 3 ERA is what counts as an ERA for a staff ace for Toronto, but Ryu's pitched well, and I think this is the kind of game they signed him for. So I'll take Toronto, win tonight, clinch a playoff spot.
I agree. Give me the Jays.
As much as I'm going to root for the Yankees to beat the Jays, professionally speaking, Toronto's the best option out there. I mean, you're going to have tons of guys loving up on the Yankees at this number. Give me the Blue Jays.
I like the Yankees. Last time Pablo Lopez pitched against the Braves put 29 runs on the board. Do you think, I used to pitch softball back in the day. I'm not showing off or anything, but I did pitch in bar league softball.
Was it slow pitch? That's right.
No, it was fast pitch, and I played in the Brooklyn Bar League on the blacktop. So it was some rough customers in that league too, and I know that if a team had rattled me in the past, and all of a sudden they got a couple of hits on me, it was rattled. It's like I would be looking for help because I would know exactly what was coming. Probably a 3-run homer. I'll tell you who's a great softball player is Monahan. Really good. He's got a cannon arm. He had several state high school passing records in New Jersey. He went to one of those Jersey quarterback Catholic prep schools, and he had every passing record in the state of New Jersey. He was recruited by Michigan, Penn State, everybody, pretty much everyone. Anyways, speaking of Pablo Lopez, Chris, Braves, Marlins. People say I don't say the team names enough. Braves, Marlins.
I don't think the Marlins should let Pablo Lopez in the state of Georgia after that last performance. And I'm not saying we see the same thing again, but he's a far better pitcher at home than on the road. And I don't want anything to do with the Marlins in this spot. I'll take the over, and I'm going to lean towards the Braves on the run line.
How about you, Brian?
25 on the Marlins. I think Pablo turns it around today. Give me the Marlins.
I like the over. I think we definitely see some runs here. Give me the over 8.5.
We got I like the over. It seems every Braves game goes over. We got the Red Sox and the Orioles. Speaking of Alex Cobb and Martin Perez, Chris, what do you think?
Normally I think this one just sprints right to the over when I hear Cobb and Perez, but I looked at the numbers; they're actually not pitching that bad. So I'll lean towards the Red Sox only because they've been playing better this series, but otherwise, probably a game that I'm not going anywhere near.
I'll tell you what, guys. Red Sox easy money yesterday. I think they're easy money again today. I'm gonna back Boston.
Rod?
Yeah, I'll take Boston here as well. Give me Boston on the run line here.
Texas Rangers taking on the Houston Astros. Lance Lynn's on the mound, so everyone knows where I'm at with this one. Up against Christian Javier. Chris, Texas versus Houston. I thought, which is always weird, right? You have the team named after the state against the team within the state.
Yeah, I will be giving the side out on the 6 p.m. drive-through show tonight, but for the total, I like the under here. I think we see a bit of a pitcher's duel here, and Lance Lynn tends to throw to the under a lot this season, so give me the under.
How about you, Brian?
When I first looked at this game this morning, I like the Astros, but as I'm currently sitting here looking at it, I'm taking the Rangers here. Lines come down a little bit. It still pays plus money. Give me Lance Lynn.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take Houston on the run line here. Lance Lynn struggles against Houston. He played them already once this year. He gave up 6 runs in 6 innings, and he's 1-4 with a 4.5 ERA in his last 5 starts against Houston. Give me Houston on the run line here.
I think Rod could be Lance Lynn. They kind of look a little bit alike, don't you think? Lance Lynn's beard's a little fluffier than Rod's. But they're similar looking. Anyways, Chris Bubik against Michael Fulmer in this Royals-Tigers game. I don't know. Michael Fulmer, the game's kind of passed him by, and the Tigers, they're not firing anymore the way they were earlier.
Yeah, I'm probably, if there was a game that I could just have on and just nap, this would probably be it. But I'm going to take the under here. I think Kansas City burned out a ton of their run production in last night's game against St. Louis, and I think that the Tigers are going to have a hard time scoring as well. So give me the under.
How often do you see the Royals laying 170? Give me the Royals minus 2.5 here. I think they crushed the Tigers.
How about you, Rod?
This is an ugly game. Ugly game. I'm going to take the Tigers. Give me Fulmer. He's only going to pitch 3 innings anyways. It's a bullpen game for the Tigers, so... Give me the Tigers plus 157 or 160, whatever you can get.
We got the Cardinals against the Brewers. Kwang Young Kim up against Corbin Burns. You know, Kim, outside of last outing, has been pretty razor sharp to be this home dog of this magnitude. I know Burns has been pretty good, and this game has a lot riding on it for these teams. There's 2 series that are going to really dictate what happens in the National League in the postseason, coming up, and it's this one. The Brewers Cardinals playing all weekend, and there's some doubleheaders in here too. And then the Padres and the Giants go at it, and it's like, how much are the Padres going to play? I mean, they got Paddock and Lamet lined up for tomorrow against the Giants, and it's like, are those guys going to go deep into the game, or what's going to happen? I mean, I don't really know.
I'm gonna take the under here. I think so much at stake. Neither team's gonna want to be the first one to make the mistake, and I think we're just gonna see a very tight, precise game. So give me the under here.
How about you, Brian?
They are absolutely begging you to take the Cardinals here. Begging you. I'm not falling for it. Take the Brewers here all day long.
I like the under. Give me the under here. 4-2 game, 3-2, 4-2.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. I kind of like the Brewers. Spread knowledge took the Brewers. Hey, maybe this one has a consensus. Let me take a look at the consensus report. See what the consensus report says. I've been dying to do this on the show. I keep forgetting. Consensus. Yes, 4 on the Brewers and 1 on the Cardinals. We have a consensus. There it is. 80% of our premium handicappers prefer the Milwaukee Brewers to the St. Louis Cardinals.
I have to admit something. I'm that one guy. I have the Brewers. I'm sorry.
Well, sometimes that's the way to go. I mean, I love being on the other side. I love it when I'm the one guy. I always feel pretty good. I don't know who the other 4 are. It doesn't tell me. We could buy their packages and find out.
Consensus report is a must-buy. Guys out there, got to pick that up. It's cheap. It's a tool belt item. I love the consensus report.
Did you just say you're the one guy on the Brewers? There's 4
No, on the Cardinals.
No, he just said he was on the Brewers.
Oh.
I thought you said there was 4 on the Cardinals.
No, 4 on the Brewers. 4 on the Brewers.
There's 1 guy on the Cardinals.
Yeah, only 1 on the Cardinals.
Well.
That's why I was confused for a second. I'm like, wait a sec.
No.
I put the wrong
I must have misheard it.
All right. Speaking of one guy, Mike Fiers, the whistleblower, on the mound for Oakland today against the Dodgers. I've been on Oakland this series. I lost the first one. I won last night. I didn't touch this one, but I do like the over because Walker Buehler games tend to go over. They just tend to go over. Everyone thinks like that he's Sandy Koufax, but he's more like I don't know, Julio Teheran. Anyways, Chris, what do you think?
You hit the nail right on the head. Anytime I've seen Walker Buehler pitch, especially this season, it's been a high-scoring game. And with Oakland and Mike Fiers going, I see that being no different here. Give me the over as well.
How about you, Brian?
Give me the over. I agree.
Dodgers on the run line today. Dodgers beat Oakland.
All right. I like the over. All right, that pretty much wraps things up. I think we covered everything, right?
Yep.
Well, my bird cages have been absolute straight crap the last 2 days. I could ask some of our audience members. They'd let me know. I got a nasty Facebook message the other day from a guy about my videos. It's like really nasty. I was like, what? I don't even understand. I clearly say in the videos where to find my best bets. I mean, is there something I'm not doing?
Well, he complained that you weren't saying that?
What's that?
He was complaining that you were saying those are your best bets.
People always say the word scam. Yeah, what it is I've spent 18 hours of my day and, millions of dollars out of my pocket to provide this site so I could scam you for no money giving out free picks. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like, I don't even understand that. It's like, oh, I get it. It's a go broke scheme. I get it. You want to see a scam, go to some of these other guys that, basically give you nothing and ask for everything. Right? I mean, there's tons of them out there. So, and don't show you, I skipped Bittler's fab pick. You skipped Brian. UAB. I skipped your UAB pick, Brian.
Oh, yeah. I like it to go under. I'm the opposite of you and somebody else had the over. I have the under. I like the under.
Say one more. Which side? I didn't hear you through all the noise.
The under will be easy.
Anyways,
the soundtrack for my last trip to Weight Watchers.
It's actually just a lean. It's just a lean to the under. I'm not real. I suck at totals, so don't listen to me. The side is the way to go in that game.
Yeah.
I'm with Brian on that one. All right. Let's get to our parlay section of the show. Chris, what do you got to say for yourself? Everyone's has been better. I mean, the way that the comments are reading here, it's like, I've never won.
Not once. Hashtag sarcasm. Let's go with, for Birdcage, we'll go with the Red Sox on the money line, the Blue Jays on the money line, and the over in the Colorado-San Francisco game.
How about you, Rod?
I'm going to go baseball, and we're going to do a run line parlay. All run line. We're going to take the Jays on the run line, Houston on the run line, Dodgers on the run line.
I gave out a pick in the NBA game in my premium picks, and they've been on fire. So you can check those out. Plus, I'm on the late show today at 6:00 with Tony T. So it's plenty of time to talk about games. Plus, I did a video on it. So much. I can't talk about the game more minutes than there's actual game. It's like, and that's, I'm headed in that direction these days. So I got to get off that 6:00 show. Even though I love watching it, I can't. It's tough for me to do it every day. We need Dana back and Joe. Joe will be back tomorrow, I believe. How about you, Brian? You got a parlay for everyone?
Yeah, I do, and I really love this one. And I'm putting 100 on it, and I think you guys should put 100 on it, and then purchase one of these guys' premium picks with the profit you're going to make. Nuggets plus the points, Red Sox and Brewers. I love that 3-game parlay.
These guys can talk as long as they want. I can cut them off, but they can come back and keep talking all they want. Go ahead. You guys want to talk? Go ahead. This guy, Rich Porter, thinks that I'm cutting you guys off. And
I got to make lunch, so I don't have time to talk.
How about you, Chris? You want to just ramble on it like I do? Seem to be enthusiastic about it. How about you, Ron? You got anything to say that I cut you off that was so important?
What?
That you really need to say? Anyone got anything they really need to say that I cut them off? Let's air it all out, man. Let's have our own little therapy session right here. Right?
I came
Family
to your
therapy.
Honor in that
Let's do it right here in front of everybody. Because Rich Porter says so.
Because if he lets me talk too much, I'm going to commercial everything. So they got to cut me off.
14-8 in my last 22.
That's right.
I guarantee 100%.
Are you 14-9 in your last 23?
I'm 14-8 in my last 22.
And what are you in your last 23?
I don't know.
14-9.
I don't have that written down.
I'm gonna bet it's 14-9.
We'll see. I'm having a good feeling about this college football weekend.
I'll do my Bitler impersonation. I'll put $25 on the 14. I don't love it, but that's $25 on
New York Giants this weekend, big. See, there you go. I'm talking.
I'm a terrible boss. Mitch has to be a terrible boss.
Gary Harris just make a couple steals. He'll get 2 steals.
Am I
Plus 152.
Am I a terrible boss, Chris? I mean, Chris is the one that's worked with me the longest.
Well, I even defended you later on in the comments. I said you're the best boss I've ever had.
Yeah, I to be honest, I treat people like that work with us. I mean, everybody exactly how I would want to be treated as an employee. I pay everybody fairly, or at least market rate, if not a little more. I pay everybody directly, exactly on time, no excuses. I also, I'm tough, but fair. And generally, if I ask somebody to do something, it's not something that I wouldn't do myself. So, I mean, these are all things that, I if you could think of any more suggestions for me, if any of the people that actually do work for me, without just guessing, have any suggestions for me. We don't really care about you, Rich. Maybe how about you show your face? Let's find out what kind of boss you are, if you are one. I kind of take that personally. Anyways, I didn't give out a parlay today. I did on the video, I think. So, whatever. Inbox me. Yeah, you're banned from our show. Let me find you. Inbox me. Anyways, we gotta find this guy. But that wraps up our show. Thanks for joining us. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for everyone that joined us. Thanks for everyone that hit the like button. Thanks for most of you guys for your comments. But have a great day. And, of course, we'll try and act more professional tomorrow. And if Dan Porter, what is his name? Rich Porter doesn't like me. Oh, no. Have a great day. We'll try and act more professional tomorrow.